Have you ever wondered when you go into a pet store and you see various pouches, various packets of the same dry kibble, but prices ranging from, let's say, 200 rupees a kilogram to 1,000 rupees a kilogram, and all of them the same round, dry kibble? What's the difference? Why does it make so much of a price difference? Very often we are told it's the ingredients, and it is true. It is the ingredients that makes the difference. But it is still a dry kibble. To kind of understand what a dry kibble requires, we need to go, and for an illustrative purpose, we have certain items that are presented here. A dry kibble would need a binder. A binder is a cereal, anything that's starchy, anything, could be even a starchy vegetable, but it needs to have a higher amount of starch. Close to 45 to 65% of pretty much any dry kibble, the energy from that is delivered from the starch component that is there. It's important to remember that for every gram of carbohydrates, 2.5 calories is what is generated. So which means that a pretty much higher amount of starch is what is the main ingredient of pretty much most of the kibble that you find in the market. Exceptions do exist, but in general, we are speaking about a high quality kibble. So this is depicting a starchy cereal that goes in, and about half of components of a dry kibble is this starchy material, right? The next component, if it's a budget or a low premium or a premium kind of kibble, is animal byproduct meal, meat meal, poultry meal. Any of these meals that are there in that particular price bucket would be added here. Generally, a super premium or a high premium kibble would also have a certain component of dehydrated meat or chicken meal. Some of them at this stage would also have fresh meats introduced. Some of the super premium kibbles would also have fresh meats introduced. And then they would have dehydrated egg proteins. The budget guys would also go in and add some fish meal. Some of them, the budget ones, is cheaper to deliver. The grain-free guys would go with this favorite stuff, peas or lentil proteins. Some of the ones with the grain would also add that into it. And then all of this is nicely blended along with some palatants for taste, because the dogs need to smell and taste it. Some preservative materials that go in. Some of the salts that are essential, like vitamins, are chemically provided again. And these are all depicting a chemical additive or a supplement that is added to meet the requirements. Now you must wonder, what is this salts that I said? Some of these are actually crystallized forms of amino acids, which are lacking because the ingredients are not there. It all depends on the kind of kibble that you're choosing, the 200 rupee or the 1,000 rupee. And all of this goes in, blended, and at a temperature of about 125 degrees, extruded at a pressure of anywhere between 2.5 to maybe 4.5 times atmospheric pressure, and then it comes out in a nice round brown form. And after that, most of the kibble goes into a dryer. Some of the super premium ones get baked Or maybe some of them even say that they go into some sort of other innovative drying technology. But the bottom line is, for guys who are in the minimally processed space or the natural space, or anyone who understands Maillard reactive process, at the temperatures of 125 and above, at the pressures that you're giving the product, these amino acid profiles, along with the carbohydrates, start having binding processes. And that creates inaccessibility for different individuals who consume this diet of different substances that are chemically present but not accessible to it. And that, my friends, is the beginning of our problem and the need why people decided to look for other avenues to give nutrition to their pets.